Welcome to the Dingus Den for a brand new comic club, where we're here to talk about more of the Energon universe. This time, Transformers Volume 3, Combiner Chaos, as we, get more into this Energon universe. And you know what? I'm excited to talk about this one. This one has a lot of cool stuff going on. So you know what? Let's just get right on into it.
Welcome to the Dingus Den.
Welcome to the Dingus Den. If you're here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Always a bunch of fun, cool stuff going on here, such as the last video I would have dropped by the time this comes out is my first ever interview or video that I did with somebody that actually works at either of the big two. Got to talk to Morgan Hampton, the writer of the current Green Lantern Corps. That was a great little conversation.
Oh, that's cool.
Make sure you go check that out. And he said he'll be back, so a little exclusive there. But yeah, I'm excited. Go check that out. That was awesome. But yes. But specifically, though, we're here to talk about more of our Energon universe. So far, we've talked about the first two Transformers volumes, obviously, since we're on volume 3 now. But we also covered Duke, Cobra Commander, Scarlet. Next Energon universe video after this will be Destro. But here we are here to talk about Transformers Volume 3, Combiner Chaos, which, yeah, this is a good one. I mean, these Transformers have not disappointed, and they've just been continued to be great.
Yeah, so, top line story, art, revitalizing the Transformers for me, and also paying great homage to what came originally. Just all around good stuff.
Yeah, it really is. And so let's just delve right on into this. I mean, I think there's not much else to say on it other than just this is just awesome stuff we get with all these issues. This one began in an interesting way, though, where it actually begins with a story from the Energon Universe special. The last couple free comic book days, Skybound has been part of the Skybound has put out these Energon Universe specials, so you can check them out for free. And that's where this story first came from. It was actually their big lead story in that. And it's cool that they've been putting them out. I've gotten both of them on Free Comic Book Day, and if you missed it, they also put out ones I can actually buy if you weren't able to go to your comic store and get it for free, like the week or two after, something like that. Anyway, that's where this first story came from this, and it's what it opened with. And at the time, I remember this was a big thing, and it was why it was the thing I was most excited for that year, for that Free Comic Book Day. And it's because it shows us the first main thing of Megatron, or main full-on appearance of Megatron.
Yeah, this is before the ship crashed.
Yeah,
we found him with the ship crash at the beginning of Volume 1. This is showing us kind of what happened to Megatron during that crash,
which is really cool and interesting context, because I originally just pulled out my single issues, so I didn't read this one immediately. But I was like, wait, I thought I knew this story was in somewhere. And it's interesting because I like that this volume actually begins with a story, because it adds some good context for the overall story of what's going on, which I like. And so, but yeah, so as we get into this, though, it's really cool because, I mean, well, first off, look at this.
Well, it's Ryan Ottley art, and Ryan Ottley you might know from Invincible, and also a Spider-Man run, and his artwork is just amazing.
Yeah. Also, Jason Howard did art for, I think it's issues 13 and 14 that we're going to be getting into, and then Jorge Corona back for the other 4 issues as well. But yes,
give me a poster of this.
Yeah, right. It's amazing. I forgot that Ryan Ottley did this, and that he's such a great artist as well. which is
Oh
just
yeah, he's amazing.
amazing stuff. And so, but like this is the big thing with the issue though, is that we get to see Optimus and Megatron duke it out here. And I think this is a free story, at least for the consumer to check out. Like it's so cool. I remember being like so excited to read this initially, and some of this I even forgot as well, which is just really cool. Because here we see
freaking Starscream being Starscream.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And now seeing him, turn on Megatron here, and then we go and see, well, remember, like this is where like reading Cobra Commander is important, because now we know, oh, he wakes up from I guess it was kind of like a dream for him, reliving all this as they do all the experiments on him, trying to figure out what's going on with him and how he like works and everything. So he then wakes up, and the next thing we know, he just causes this devastation, breaks out, gets back his arm, and these big Cobra things up here. I don't know what those are, but those are wild.
It's like stuff from Gears of War.
It really, yeah. I didn't think about that, but yeah, 100%. Like Megatron's just out there battling that, and just look at that. I belong to no one. Like how epic battle stuff here, which is just awesome here. I'm coming for you, Starscream, as we see him make his escape with no eyes. Pretty wild stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what the part of that free story was. And cool way to include that backstory after what's going on, of now knowing, hey, Megatron's out there now, which is very important. But issues 13 and 14 is interesting, though, because those in particular serve as a duology where it focuses on where we last saw Starscream, which we can see specifically right here.
Yeah, it's a lot of just from Starscream's point of view, the fallout from the last volume.
Yeah.
And him kind of catching up with what's going on.
Well, it's interesting because we get to see, first off, we get a big backstory with Starscream, which is interesting. Like, they really expand on Starscream. We get this moment, which is big.
I used to have this toy.
Do you? What is it? What is it exactly? Because it's like
I can't remember exactly, but I remember I had it when I was a kid. It was just this big old huge based like transformer, but I can't remember its name.
Yeah, I honestly meant to look up what this was ahead of time, but I completely forgot about it. Because it reminds me of, I obviously know it's not, well, I don't think it's this, but it reminds me a lot of, oh my gosh, Unicron. But I don't think it's Unicron.
Yeah. No, Unicron's like a planet.
Right, but it's like still bigger scale like that. Anyway, if anyone knows what it is, please let us know, as neither of us did our research ahead of time. But that's still, nonetheless, though, a very cool moment. And here we see early Starscream being mischievous to get its attention, blowing it up. And, getting like early look at the Decepticons and stuff, I guess. Yeah, like kind of like a time of innocence for Starscream, I guess.
Yeah.
Then that's when, well, these explosions start happening. And this was awesome too, because it's like, whoa, holy crap, where does this all come from? And like his friends are dying. Who did all this? And it's like, it's a cool way to villainize Optimus Prime, since like we always know of him as the hero. We've talked about previously with the last two volumes how a lot more is added to Optimus Prime's character than just being the like all good leader. Yeah. And so it's awesome here to be like, oh, so this is why Starscream hates him. Because
it's the truth about war too.
Yeah.
When you see war from the other side, no one ever thinks that they're the bad guys. So when you're almost get to see this from the Decepticon side, and it's like, he's watching his friends die, and it puts a whole different perspective on it, because there really is no good guys in war, if we're just being honest.
Sure. Yeah. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. We then see some people find Starscream, hook him up to obviously this like GI Joe like car. They're from Mars, which isn't that Destro's company?
Yeah, this is a Cobra tank, or will eventually be a Cobra tank.
Nice.
And the sale that I was at this last weekend, we had a couple of these toys there.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, I see them picking up what's left of Starscream since he doesn't have his legs. He's legless now. Can't get around. But oh yeah, I forgot about this little bit as well of how in his flashback he then meets Megatron, which that's so cool seeing that like Shadow and Megatron come out there.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Oh, and the first full reveal of like actual Megatron here too. Like what I forgot that this was a splash page, and this is one of those things of which just makes when you're reading these physically, if you can, just amazing. You turn the page and this is what you see. It's like holy shit.
Yeah.
This is great.
Awesome.
Some moments like this I just forget like they give a full splash page, which is just deserved because you know, we talked about like the big build up with the series is to Megatron. And so this being like a first full look at him, like especially when it's in his glory here, I just love it. Like
Yeah.
he really just is one of the best villains for a reason, you know, or for multiple reasons, but you know. But yeah, it's so great. And then also too, they go full in on this whole idea of not Megatron being a tank. Well, okay, the gun looks like a tank now that I'm saying this, but like the idea of Megatron being a gun as he was originally, at least in the cartoon, you know, they go full in on this idea that he just turns into a gun for people to use, which is like such a ridiculous like.
Well, yeah, the physics is completely thrown out the window that much mass can change into a handgun, but at the same time, though, it looks, you know, it's cool.
Yeah, I just love that they go all in on like, yeah, you remember how Megatron's a gun? Yeah, he's a gun here, and it's still funny too. It's cool though too of how it like still looks like a tank there as well, and so they just treat all the characters with such great respect. You know, the ones they focus on at least, which is cool.
When I first read this, I laughed out loud. Essentially, his bottom half turned into a Cobra tank. I laughed my ass off when I first saw this, and I was like, you know what? Good for you. Deserve this, Starscream. This is karma right here.
I can see that. That's so funny. Yeah, no, it's pretty great. And like learning too that like it's you know through that controller, it's like a Suicide Squad kind of deal going on of like, hey, don't mess with the humans, and they could control him here, and yeah, karma. You gotta love karma. Karma is truly one of the great things in life that absolutely exists. And so yeah, they set off, do their thing. We get more backstory with Starscream having to kill people that he's like not cool with. Autobots specifically. So that's interesting. And this is a cool page how we get here with that. Kind of like montage-ish sort of. You know, as he uses Megatron. Anyway, he finds this guy that I swear to God I just remember his name. Train something Train.
Oh, Astro Train.
Astro Train. Yes. Yeah. He finds Astro Train all chained up as we last found him in issue or volume 2. And then specifically, this is where Starscream finds out about the bit of Cybertron that's now just there. And this is really cool too, because like this more of ties into directly what happened right at the end of 2, like the events of this tidal wave. We kind of saw this tidal wave event happen from the Autobots' perspective and them getting the hell out of there. And this is now happening at that same moment in time, which is cool to see. And it also explains like maybe partially why they didn't go after Astro Train or why he didn't, you know, exactly like what happened there. I don't know. But like, it's just cool to see that other bit of perspective there that still works on its own here.
Yeah.
Anyway, they all escape. And then I guess they just came from Cybertron, that these other Decepticons, who we'll find out more exactly who they are later, just are there in the water that they rescue.
Yes, it looks like it's the Constructicons.
Yes, the Constructicons.
Yeah. Those are the ones that came through the portal when they were trying to bring Cybertron through.
Right. And so we find out that they just came into, well, found Starscream here. Starscream found them and rescued them.
Yeah.
And they make an alliance with Starscream as Starscream does here. Pretty cool. So we go on. Starscream gets his way as he's then able to. This is like so screwed up. Like this is like arguably worse than what he did. And was it issue 1 when he killed that one Duke's co-pilot or whatever?
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, I think so.
And so, but anyway, he does something arguably just as bad, if not worse, where he's able to deactivate the bombs, and it's because of the person. I don't remember her name here, but this chick here. Because he tricked her into doing it, and then after doing that, he just squawks her, as it says, and then just kills everybody else on board there. It's like, holy cow! And I really like this panel in particular right here, because you see like the Decepticons all there, and you see one of them. Maybe it's Astro Train there. Or no, not Astro Train because they're in it, but one of the combiners, like specifically smiling.
Yeah,
it's like I just love the the evil people and the Decepticons in the background there. I thought it was a cool little bit to that panel specifically. But yeah, it's just great as now Starscream's set up to. He has his own Decepticon faction now, which is exciting to see where this is going to go in it. So now we get to see into the next set of issues 15 through 18 now, where these are kind of like all. It's back to your traditional issues, like 13 and 14 was what we just went through with the Starscream there. Now going forward, it's like you're back to the traditional, I guess, like storytelling issues, where it's now split up between, I guess you could say, kind of like 3 different perspectives throughout these issues. We have stuff going on with the Decepticons. Obviously, we'll see stuff with the Autobots, and then we'll see stuff with Autobots specifically on Cybertron. So, we begin off with seeing Decepticons just cause chaos in Tacoma, Washington, which they're just like, yeah, we're just going to fuck shit up because we're bad, and we know this will annoy the Autobots. And so... And that's literally like why they're doing that. Like they're just like, yeah. Anyway, I forgot this guy's name. The red dude, little red dude.
What was his name?
It was something. Anyway, he woke up back on Cybertron, finding these all what's believed to be last of the Autobot resistance there. So he teams up with them. Back on Earth, we see RC and Autobot, oh my god, Optimus Prime, talk with each other here. This is a nice follow-up, I think, to their storyline specifically in Volume 2, because we had some nice, some good stuff go on with RC specifically. So it was nice to see. We also get follow-up to exactly what Beachcomber wants to do, because remember, he was trying to be like a pacifist, essentially, not wanting to be part of the conflict. And Optimus is like, yeah, I get that, but like, we're kind of here though. We still have to deal with them.
If you want to protect this place that you love so much, you're going to have to do something.
Yeah, essentially. But then they get word of like, oh, stuff's going down. So then they roll out as they do, and find all this destruction. And they're like, oh crap, we need to save them. And in the middle of them being saved, the military starts attacking them because humans don't know who's good and bad, and so they're then forced to flee essentially. So, And in a way, it's like, you know, Decepticons' plans are working. As the Autobots can't do as they want, and we see Decepticons there helping. Well, now trying to figure out exactly. We now see Laserbeak sent out on a mission.
Yeah.
This was a really cool part of Cybertron here, where we see one of the Autobots go and just stab a Decepticon. A bit brutal, and even Red there. I'm just calling the little dude. Is it Cliff Jumper? Is that somewhere? Is that somebody else?
I want to say, yeah, Cliff Jumper sounds right. He was the one that the chick was all mad at, but then she helped save, and now he's at Cybertron. Yeah, Cliff Jumper. It says right there on the next page. His name is Cliff Jumper.
Oh yeah, okay. I was just double checking that myself. I was like, that's who it is, right? Okay. Anyway, so we see him, and he's like, "That's not how we do things. What the heck?" Because like that's just brutal, you know. Like even for Autobot action there, and seeing what obviously would be blood as the blue energon, I don't know, liquid, whatever that's called. Pretty cool stuff. We see the resistance there. And seeing exactly what's left of them. Back on Earth, we're seeing the Autobots back at their base, and then they get jumped by, well, we see Astrotrain coming in right there, and next thing we know, Starscream's there, and Optimus Prime is like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. And then what a cool place for this to end on, or this bit here though, of where it's Soundwave and Starscream now like just like look at each other, and they're like they hate each other, and so now we're seeing this whole other like Decepticon civil war happen here in the Autobots base, essentially, or at the Autobots base. It's like, holy, what the crap? And so here we see Bruticus form. You know, talk about those combiners earlier. And I think that's where that issue in particular is.
Yeah.
Like I said, these volumes, they just flow so well from one to another.
What a great shot that is too with Bruticus.
Oh yeah, this is amazing. It's the art in these books are just top tier. It's amazing. And so yeah, it's great. But yeah, come back on Cybertron. Cliff Jumper leads to like this old like city he was at that got completely destroyed, and they're like, "Well, what's here?" Well, he's like, "Well, because nobody had ever expected to find anything here. This is where I kept a what do they call this? Like an Energon heart or something like that.
Yeah.
So they can use it to make another Autobot to help join them." And they're like, "Well, maybe this is a motivation we need to keep on going." I don't think they had that conversation there specifically, but like point is that the Cybertron story is we're seeing this whole bit of like they're losing hope, and Cliff Jumper's there, and that then helps him, like his presence there and him finding that to bring back somebody else is meant to be like their big whole like motivation to them, like, oh yeah, we can actually start making a difference again, or giving them the motivation to make a difference again.
Yeah.
And so it's a nice subplot line, but it's also the smaller part of a story in a way going on of a bunch of shit, such as this right here, where we see Devastator form now fighting against Bruticus, and Optimus and the Autobots are like, "Oh shit, we need to get out of here.
We just gotta get out of the way, guys."
And then I'm trying to remember the guys. Is it Ratchet, the one who's in charge of the medical like bug stuff?
Yeah, I think so. Because the other one died, the ambulance one. So.
Yeah. So, but he's like, "Oh no, my machine though," and Optimus is like, "We just gotta get out."
Jump.
Jump. And like this is just epic here. Look at that.
Oh hell yeah, this is amazing.
It's so cool. Yeah, this is just fantastic. You know, Starshine's just like kill. I love it. It's so good. It's these moments that just make you nerd out as you read it, and it's like, oh my gosh, so good. And Astrogene just comes in and just rams. It's great. This whole like Decepticon Civil War is just great. Because you're saying all their big bad, like I don't know about you, but I find a lot of times I just like kind of favor the villains because they seem to always get the cooler things. Like,
Yeah.
what heroes have are cool, but a lot of times the villains just get the cooler things, right? And so when you get to see a Decepticon Civil War and you get to see just awesome stuff of like this fighting each other, it's just so cool. And then a whole train ram into it's just great. And so yeah, so they're battling here. Still just great, stuff as we go through here. And seeing exactly what's going on here. Astrotrain's kicking ass.
He's using the remote control and he just runs him off the side.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no, stop. Whoa, dude.
I love that bit. It's so good.
Oh.
And then here we see Optimus. We got hints of this in previous issues where he like sees things. And I don't think this is the first time. I think there's another time we saw a vision as well when he was rescuing people where he sees like it looks like humans linked up to these robot things. We don't know exactly what's going on with it. But here he's like being like he's like, well, the best way to stop them, even though there'd be potential casualties in the way, is shooting the dam. And so that overcomes him, whatever this force is, and we see that he shoots the dam here. And it's like, oh crap! Well, Carly and I don't remember the other guy's name. Do we save him? And then Spike, thank you. But then last moment, this Trailbreaker then reveals himself as it got revealed that he came back from Ratchet's machine, literally as shit was going down. So there he is to help provide him with a safety bubble. And here we see Optimus there, and all the devastation. And yeah, cool stuff here. Here they get to the heart of Cybertron. Or they're about to go to the heart of Cybertron. This is where they had that conversation I was talking about earlier. But yeah. So yeah, back on Earth, the issue ends with a big thing here, though, where Laserbeak finds Megatron here, and Megatron takes him and now using him as his eyes, and Megatron's back. Like, for sure now. Pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
So back to what's going on, we see this Decepticon find his brother that's in the Autobot ship who's stuck there. And he's like, I have to stay here or else I'll die. Pretty screwed up. More stuff with Beachcomber go on. And all the other Autobots there as you're trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Here we're seeing this moment where Beachcomber talks about the specific moment where he kind of becomes or adopted the mindset that he has now, where it's in the middle of that battle that we actually saw, like in what we just began with talking about with this volume specifically. So that's really cool. And then they find who's this guy again?
This is the one Magnus what was it? Magnus Prime, Ultra Prime. It was the one that ran off all scared in Volume 3. And he had the connection with or Volume 2 and had the connection with RC. And he's kind of just built himself like this base because he's so traumatized because the Decepticons had him hooked up to their machine, and that was the one that was all tore up and everything. And
yeah. So interesting to see here, like the war's really affecting him. Like still about like not just Optimus having these like human emotions, really building the character, but like here seeing it with him as well. Yeah, back on Cybertron, they actually get to the heart. We're going to the heart. There's more stuff going on with Optimus here, where he, I'm trying to remember. Like they just like check in with like all the different things, places, bunch of like little character moments. Like one page is like this story is spread out between a lot of things, and so like this is like one of those examples of like it's just like a page check in as they're, setting up exactly where they're going from point A to point B, as there's a lot of characters in this, obviously, as we've been talking about, and all these different storylines go on. And here we actually get to see the attack on Cybertron happen. Pretty awesome stuff here. I'm not familiar with who a lot of these are, but I find it really cool. There's this Decepticon bat dude right down here.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. And they get to the heart here, which is pretty cool. Seeing it actually happen, and he's starting to do his thing. The big battle in Seattle is happening. We see the iconic Space Needle there getting destroyed.
Yeah, this is all close to my hometown, so this was kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Always cool when you get sort of like representation close to you, or someplace that you actually know. And seeing it actually completely get just wrecked.
Yeah, the Destructicons using the Space Needle to smash Bruticus it's pretty freaking gnarly.
It really is. Space Needle's now a weapon. And the Autobots are just like, well, we got to save as many humans as we can. Let's go.
Yeah, Autobots roll out.
Autobots roll out. And so, so they go through, and here we're seeing the heart do its thing, and Shredhead. I'm not familiar with this character. You know this character?
No, I don't.
Yeah, this is the other character I meant to like look into a little bit before we recorded, and I just didn't, because I'm like, he obviously is like, this is a reveal of obviously a big importance. Now, even without knowing who necessarily this character is prior to this run, it's still really cool though, because like this is still an epic page though, and like,
oh hell yeah,
Energon sword and everything.
It almost looks like he's made of the van the chick had. I'm wondering if he's connected with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah. So,
oh yeah, he is a van. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, so as we go on, we just see him absolutely like wreck the Decepticons here on Cybertron, and so pretty great stuff there with him specifically. And so he just comes in and is an absolute badass.
Hell yeah.
Here we see RC and Ultra Magnus. Magnus, I'll just call him. Ultra Magnus. Yes, that is his name. They talk with him and like, well, you're not alone in this. But then he starts getting attacked by pesky humans, because they are apparently just assholes in this issue. Is they think they're doing what's good for them, of attacking the ones that are weak, I guess. I don't know. And so there's all this stuff happening with the humans then attacking, and they're like, oh crap, we got to get out of here. All this stuff happening here. And so, yeah. Back in Seattle, the battle's still going, of course. It's such a big epic battle here. Hard to put down. Here we see Rumble. Even though he has only one arm, he still goes in and screws up Astrotrain and Starscream's, I guess, attempted escape here.
Yeah.
And so then they're like climbing this building, the two big combiners. Pretty epic stuff here as he gets down. He's like, Devastator's like, there can only be one combiner.
Oh, it looks like he's RKOing him from the top of that.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of when we see this, and I was just like, yeah, epic stuff.
RKO.
Boom. Pretty epic stuff here. It's just insane. It's just awesome. And then I love these. This is actually probably like one of my favorite pages of dialogue that we've have, like of everything. I specifically love the top bit here where Starscream's like, no, why can't anything go my way? And then Soundwave is like, because you are stupid, Starscream.
You're a bitch.
Essentially. And then Starscream gets him back there at the in there. He's like, "Oh, look who's talking!" As he rips off his cover to his like tapes, and he's like, "At least I'm not the one obsessed with your tape collection." So it's great. And then we just see the voice bubble of Starscream, Soundwave. Then that's where we get
What a
Megatron back,
great shot that is.
right?
Oh,
So
it's
cool.
beautiful.
Really cool. And Starscream's just like, "How are you back?" He's like, "Shit," because Starscream really thought that he was gone after like his betrayal. I mean, who would have thunk that he'd survive? But obviously, it's Megatron who, yeah, pretty cool stuff happening here, and getting him back. You know,
Yeah, so Megatron opens up his chest and uses his spark to bring the dog back to life, and then
yeah,
gives him back to Soundwave. And of
yes,
course, Soundwave's always been a Megatron true believer.
yeah,
It's always been Starscream, who's kind of like the punk.
right,
But then it's like everyone just turns on, like no one's gonna turn on Megatron. Now that Megatron's here, it's like, okay, we all need to get in line. And
yeah,
Autobot and Optimus is kind of like, okay, guys, we need to get out of here now. The shit's hit the fan.
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh shit, yeah. Yeah, Megatron's lady there, like, there is so much to be done. Megatron's officially back, and yeah, Autobots retreat, and that's literally this is the last page.
Yeah.
Like, what a page to end on, where it's literally those two words of Optimus bit just being like Autobots retreat. And so yeah, this is like a really good linking chapter. Not gonna lie, the stuff to me I feel like is better when you read it all together versus when I was reading it monthly, because I've read all this Transformer stuff monthly as it comes out. But like these in particular, especially 15 through 18 there, when you just have so much kind of stuff spread out. I
Yeah.
kind of remember a little bit back then I'm reading it. There's kind of so much going on. It's kind of hard to remember to keep up with everything month to month. But now when you're like able to just all read it here back to back, it was really nice. And I really liked it. And better than I mean, I still remember it being really good, but like here is just like better than I remember it being. And I think part of it is just like being able to read it all back to back was just great. Um, and it's such an easy binge too because it's all so exciting too. It's like it's one of those things.
Really well paced, and it moves. I mean, they were telling essentially like 3 different stories, and it was really easy to follow. Like, you
Yeah.
know, when they switch it to Cybertron, Earth, 2 different Earth stories, and some flashbacks, and we're still in tune. Like, okay, I know what's going on. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it's interesting because it's like its first job is it's one of those story arcs that at the end it's meant to set up the big final arc for Daniel Warren Johnson's run, but at the same time it still tells its own story of stuff that's happening though,
Yeah.
which is also important. And we still had it still is able to stand up on its own though. But it's ultimately, like I said, it's stories to kind of help feed the greater story of what's going on. With now officially Megatron back, gonna be exciting to read that last arc again.
Heck yeah.
So, but yeah, this is just it still continues to be great stuff. Like Daniel Warren Johnson's stuff is just so good, and so yeah,
He does a really good job, especially with the creating the really emphasizing the war part of it and the damages of war, the you know
yeah,
the impacts of it, the playing around with, like, you know, Optimus dealing with his own past, his actions, what the war has been doing to him and his people. And it's just been great, you know, even getting to see some Starscream backstory where you're almost a little sympathetic for the asshole.
almost,
But yeah, almost.
almost is indeed the key word there. Like
Yeah,
you're
you're like,
reading it for a moment, and you're like, oh, I'm starting to feel about. Oh, wait, it's Starscream. Never mind. Fuck you.
I don't agree with his methods, but I understand where he got there. So it's, you know.
Yeah, it's great layers that's just added, and like it really is like. I think I said this when we reviewed Volume 1, but I really do feel like this has become like the definitive Transformers story. Like, it's so great. Like, it brings in all the great stuff of why you love the original G1 Transformers and what made that great, but then adding in all this great, like, just the beautiful artwork to bring in this amazing action and the story to it. It's just amazing. And so,
Yeah,
great.
so much more depth than than before. It's you're absolutely right. Like G1 cartoon kind of set the pace. There's been comics. There's been different companies. IDW has done some stuff, and this is really the definitive Star or Transformers story. Like this right here is the reboot to kind of shows how to do reboots. Like because this
Yeah.
is a reboot. This is starting off at base one,
Yeah.
and it's created such a beautiful story that
Mhm.
really I think other mainstream comic books could learn a lot from what they're doing with
Yeah.
Transformers. Like if we got a reboot like of all the Marvel mainstream line where they go back to zero and do a reboot like this, I think we would benefit for it all the way around. Like it's
Sure.
just it's so well done, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just great. I'm excited for the cartoon that's going to be based off of this.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, it's just so cool.
It really is. It really is. I think that's what's well said done. You know, all that stuff, piggybacking off of what you just said about it being rebooted and everything. There's, I feel like first thing when people think of reboot, there's all the negative connotation to that word that people think of first, and not a lot of times when a reboot can actually be great and be done properly. And this is just a big exception to all that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like such a prime example of like, well, this is actually how a reboot can be done great. So like, here you go. And so, but yeah, as per usual, just with the other two, this volume in particular, like it's just a must read along with all the other Transformers. It's great, and so it's such a great story. So
Yeah, I think it's the best thing in mainstream Western comic books right now. The Absolute
maybe.
Universe is really good, but honestly, the Transformers reboot, I would put that above anything else that I've read so far. I mean, Ultimate Spider-Man's very good. Absolute Batman is also very good, but this one is just special. I don't know, maybe it's the nostalgia for me and seeing something that I watched as a kid being treated so well, but to me, I haven't read much else in comic books right now, and like with the main three, Image, DC, and Marvel, that really rivals this, except for maybe like Rook Exodus or something along those lines. But even then, just the way they're handling this major IP, it should be like studied how good this is going.
It is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, 100%. So yeah, as per usual with all these other Transformers that we've been talking about, it's a must read. Go check it out. A lot of great stuff going on
10 for 10, five stars.
Yeah.
If you're not reading it, you're missing out.
Yeah, it really is just some of the best stuff going on that people need to absolutely check out. So, and on Global Comics, so these first 3 volumes are, and all the other issues are still on there. They don't have volume 4 out there yet. I'm not sure when that'll be digital, but you know,
it should be pretty soon, I imagine, because I've got volume 4 in print, so I imagine it's going to be coming here. And you know, if you read digital comics, there's not a better deal than Global Comics. $6.99 a month. And Marvel, DC, Image, like if you have just their membership, you get to read all this stuff that we're reading right now. You know, it's plus you get to read my comp. No, I won't do the shill, but yeah, it's definitely worth picking up.
Yeah. Anyway, great stuff. Yeah, make sure you go check it out. Where can the people find you at? What you got coming up?
You could find me in the description. There'll be my link tree. I'm spending most of my time working on YouTube. I'm doing daily shorts on my health journey. And also, I'm starting to do pre-recorded videos. I recently just did a Lunchbox Comic reacts to the Jim Lee interview where he talked about the advantages manga has over Western comics. I also am on a channel with Lapsed Comics Fan called Off the Shelf, where we're going through the DCKO event, which is one of the better events I've read in a long time. And I also have a comic book artist and writer and creator, and my comic book series, The Adventures of Joe. All 4 issues are on Global Comics, as well as in production right now is the first print run of the graphic novel. So I'm hoping to have that in my hands by mid-February, because I'm imagining another week and it should be in the shipping stage, I'm hoping, but who knows? I mean, I don't know exactly how long it takes, but it is at the printer being printed as we speak. So I'm very excited for that.
That's very exciting and just awesome. So,
and I'll get you a copy as soon as I have them in my hands. Excellent. I'll mail you a copy. I'm going to mail out a few of them. So
we'll be doing a video on it here once I have the chance to read it and all that. So exciting times for sure. So yeah, make sure you go check out Warren's stuff down below. A bunch of awesome stuff there. Great stuff you have going on. And make sure you check out all the other stuff going on here as well. Comic creator interviews, which going to be trying to do some more of those. More reviews here and there. Got Before the Cape happening, where we're now on to season 2 of Smallville. So yeah, bunch of awesome stuff.
How are you liking Smallville?
It's been pretty good.
Yeah, it was good for its era of TV. What they did with that show.
Yeah, we just didn't finish season 1, which was pretty good, and we're about to get into season 2 as of recording here. So, but anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you, everybody. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time here on the Dingus Den for more Energon Universe stuff. Laters, everyone. Bye.